Hey everyone, it's so fun to see all these faces. But first of all, thank you. Thank you for showing up. And please know you are here for a reason because somebody cares about you, and that's why you were invited. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share some few facts about one simple change that has helped our families. We're going to have some friends share their stories, and we're going to have Emily wrap it up, and then that's going to be it. So, all right, to kick it off, I'd like to ask you a question. Would you agree that being healthy today can be challenging? Oh, and y'all are all muted. So I think I'll answer for everybody. Yes, I think it's challenging. It's like a full-time job and nobody has that. There's the thumbs up. All right, so that's where we come in. And hopefully some of you all have seen the video. And if you haven't, please ask the person that invited you. All right, Juice Plus. Juice Plus is over 30 different raw, vine ripened whole foods. It is non-GMO. It is NSF certified to be pure. We love to call it a salad in a capsule. It's important to understand the process that the plants go through to be encapsulated or put into chewable form. First of all, our fruits and vegetables and berries are completely vine ripened. They remain attached to the plant until the nutrition is fully developed. The fruits and vegetables are then ground up, which is better than simply juicing. We use the entire whole food, including the peels, the leaves, the seeds, whenever possible, which provides more nutrition. In an orange, for an example, there's like 80% of vitamin C in the peel. And I don't know about you, but I'm not going to eat the peel of an orange. It is slowly dried at low temperatures, preserving the live nutrients, and then put into capsules and chewables. And here's what we love about Juice Plus. It's scientifically proven. Juice Plus is the most researched and nutritional product in the world, with over 40 published studies in peer-reviewed medical journals with several more on the way. It's food. It's not a vitamin. This is a nutrition label, and it's probably backwards, and you probably can't see it, but it's a nutrition label, not a vitamin label. And it's the same label you'll see on a bag of frozen broccoli in the grocery store. The government considers this food. And third, no warning label. Safe for people of all ages, pregnant and nursing mothers, children, elderly, and even professional athletes. All right, the Omega Blend is made from 6 plant sources, which makes it both sustainable and safe. They contain the full spectrum of naturally occurring omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 oils, and are encapsulated using brand new low temperature technology, so none of the delicate oils in the capsules are damaged. All right, one of my favorite. We have the complete shakes. They're vegan, they're gluten-free, they're whole food protein, fiber, amino acids, fruits and vegetables in a shake. This is what my son and I walk out the door with every single morning. This is our breakfast. It can be a post-workout meal, a pre-workout meal, or just an afternoon pick-me-up. It also can be a meal replacement because it's macros, which means it has calories. This product has been around for over 25 years, the company for over 50 years. It's like the easy button, and I like to call it my gap insurance. In 2002, I was teaching PE in Atlanta, and a mom shared some Juice Plus information with me. It immediately made sense. Fruits and veggies, I didn't get enough of them. I knew I needed it. Since adding Juice Plus, my allergies dissipated. I have a better digestive system, and I've had 2 healthy pregnancies. I swear I have more energy today than I did back in my 20s because I remember wanting to take naps after work. And overall better health. I won't go a day without my Juice Plus. After teaching, I got into the fitness industry, and I always thought if you looked the part and you were physically fit, then that was good enough. But what I've learned along this health journey is that being nutritionally fit is the foundation of everything. Knowing that my kids are walking out the door every morning with at least 30 fruit and veggies running through their bloodstream gives me total peace of mind, because I did not grow up that way. I grew up on Taco Bell, Wendy's, other fast food restaurants, snack bar at the ballpark, the pool, and I just remember having a lot of sugar for breakfast. My parents just didn't know any better. A few years ago, at the age of 68, my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. And that was a real punch in the gut because it was not part of our family history. One of the reasons I joined this company's mission of inspired healthy living was to help educate families early on. I believe wholeheartedly that nutrition can change the course of disease. I truly believe it is my responsibility to share this information with everyone I care about, and I do. And because I said yes to partnering with this company all of those years ago, I was able to be there for my kids when I went through a divorce. I was able to volunteer at their schools. I got to pick them up from school. And because I said yes to this business, I can be there for my mom, especially when she needs me, which is a lot these days. I wake up every morning, well, most every morning with passion and purpose, knowing that I'm making a difference in other people's lives, especially in my own families. All right, I want y'all to hear some more stories. So I would love for you to hear my friend Karen, who is a mom, a wife, mom of three, a wife, a registered nurse, and a new grandmama. So Karen, take it away.
Thanks, Wendy. Well, before I started Juice Plus, I was simply getting through my days. I wasn't living. I had fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, migraines. I was on 4 medications for asthma and allergies, and I was just plain exhausted. I didn't feel I was being the best mom and wife. My health was getting in the way. And my daughter came home from school one day and said, "Mom, you're either on the couch or you're sleeping." And boy, did those words hurt. And it was at that time I was desperate and sought to get some help. And so I started Juice Plus, and changes were slow at the beginning. But at the year point, I was living for the first time versus just trying to get through days. I had energy. I was waking up refreshed. I never knew what that felt like. My migraines were gone. It was spring allergy season, and went from 4 meds to 1, a low dose antihistamine. And I was just, people were looking at me and saying, "What are you doing? You're not the same person." And um, it was great. A year later, though, I was sitting in my cardiologist's office and awaiting echocardiogram results. I had had 2 valve replacements to date and just praying for no change, doing everything possible to avoid heart surgery number 3. And as I was anxiously awaiting those results, my cardiologist walked in with a big smile on his face and said, "Karen, all I can tell you is there's a decreased workload on your heart. All of your measurements are improved. Just keep doing what you're doing." I was ecstatic. I never expected to hear improvement. So it was at that point I just realized what I could see and feel was great, but what was really happening internally, wow. Everybody I knew needed to hear about Juice Plus. And today I am happy to say my heart valve is 10 years old, showing no signs of deterioration, which is practically unheard of. My first valve only lasted 13 years. I am able to bike 20 miles a day. I'm able to enjoy my first new grandchild. I have energy, and knowing that she's 100% a Juice Plus baby just brings me so much joy. She had Juice Plus in utero, her mom's breastfeeding, and let me tell you, she won't eat avocados unless we put some vegetable powders in there to spice it up a little bit. So that just brings me so much joy. I joined the mission at first basically to offset my cost. I knew I'd be taking this product for life, but when the thank you started coming in, my passion just really escalated, and I treated it more like a business and said, there is not a person that is going to get near me that doesn't hear about this. And my part-time effort has grown to a full-time income. I love the community. We all support one another. I love the fact that I have time, flexibility, and freedom to keep my priorities straight. I love the fact that I'm about to get corporate benefits. And once I get those with medical insurance, my husband can retire, which he is ready. And I love the fact that I've produced an inheritable business and my family's all involved. So Right now, I'm going to pass it on to Sarah. She's a dear friend. She's also a wife, mom, grandmother, and she's a breast cancer survivor. Sarah, you want to unmute yourself?
Thank you. Thought you all were saying speak louder. So anyway, thank you. It is a privilege to get to share my story. I'm so grateful to be on this side, as you can imagine. But I want to go back to really it's the latter part of my high school year when I first became aware of body images. And from that time on, I really was very concerned with the quantity of food that I was taking in rather than the quality of food. And what I did is I would eat whatever I wanted to, and then I would skip a meal and take a diet drink with me. I would eat late at night and then go off to school and college. For breakfast would be my diet drink. And I really did this. I'm so ashamed to say that I did this all the way up until my mid 40s, with the exception of 2 pregnancies. And I had missed the truth that what I put into my body had a direct relation to what my body was going to do, how my body was going to perform, what the health of my body would be. And so this is the way I had lived. But I had gone in for a routine mammogram and walked out that day hearing the words that you have breast cancer. It's stage 2, and you will be having surgery and then needing chemotherapy. And I know everyone has a friend that they have heard the emotions that they go through and what that sounds like to them. And I was the exact same way. I was devastated. I was fearful. Um, I just felt like that my world had stopped. But I also knew, because I'm a believer, that I believed that God was going to enable me to do whatever that was that He would have me, and He would be with me. I ended up going to 2 other doctors just to know for sure that that was confirmed. And I heard that those same words, yes, you do have breast cancer. And it was the exact same thing. So I went on, I had my surgery. I was getting ready to start chemotherapy when my sister called and said, I really want you to talk to a good friend of mine who's a nurse practitioner. And I did. And when she started telling me about Juice Plus and telling me it's fruits and vegetables and berries in a capsule, I immediately thought, well, that was the easiest way I could get it. But I knew that I had starved my body of the nutrition that it needed. And what ended up happening is I started on everything that she gave me. I started the capsules, I started the complete. But what I looked back at was what that really made me make that decision was that she had said, Juice Plus is being studied at MD Anderson. And that was one of the places I had gone. We know the reputation that institution has. And I thought, if they've aligned themselves with a product like this, then I think that's safe. And I think I can believe that. So I added it and I did that. It really wasn't until a year later when I was able to look back and hear really how other people had gone through breast cancer or their cancer experience. And mine had been different. I was able to exercise. I really felt good. I was able to attend all the activities of my daughter, who was a senior in high school, and I was able to have my infusions on time. And as my family saw this, they thought, well, I want to get on this too. So both of my daughters did, my husband did, and all of us started seeing changes. They started seeing the changes of one of my daughters had severe eczema, and she saw an immediate change. We all realized that we were not craving sugar like we had. We wanted the good foods. We wanted the healthy foods rather than those quick foods, and wanted water over sports drinks and diet drinks. And my husband saw quickly that we weren't going to the doctor as often. We were always getting those seasonal illnesses that go through. And when your kids are in college, they just catch everything. And they weren't catching those. And so we saw that. My mother, both of my parents were in their 80s. They were able to be on this the last 10 years of their lives. And as I looked at the time, I was realizing that my parents, who were on the product, and my children who had gotten married, had babies, there was somebody from the womb to the tomb, literally, that was on that product. And I was so grateful for that, that I could know that I just had a peace of mind. I had a peace of mind for my parents because they weren't wanting to eat the way they should. I had a peace of mind for my children that they were gone and they were on their own, and, all through college and then into their early marriages, that they would be getting good nutrition. And so I give God the glory for healing me, but I am so thankful for me being able to hear about the Juice Plus products. And I had worked until I had children, and then ended up staying home. And the two things that I loved about my job is that I loved being with people and I loved helping people. I was in a banking job, and when I had the opportunity to partner with Juice Plus, I was so excited because I do think that anytime women hear something that they like and they see the results from, I think you end up wanting to tell every single person you know. And I wanted to share that. But what I've realized is God had really um, used something so difficult to open up opportunities for me to get to meet people and to get to share um, just a possible solution for them. And sometimes it may not be that they would necessarily get on the product, but just that I could share, just get to know them and hear their story. And so the two components that I loved the most were getting to be with people and getting to really offer them a solution. And so that was just a simple yes for me. And it has been such a blessing. I never thought that, I think when we have a difficult situation come into our lives, we never are planning for that necessarily. But one of our daughters ended up getting divorced. And it has been such a blessing for us to have her living in the same town with her child, and for us to be able to for me to be able to offer a little generous part of my earnings for a private school. And so I'm so thankful for so many reasons that has been one that has been more recent and very close to my heart. So I'm grateful for the product and grateful for the mission, and just really pray that I'll be able to continue to inspire healthy living with others.
Awesome stories. Oh my gosh. Emily, you want to wrap it up for us?
Yes, I apologize. That perfect Juice Plus child we talked about is crying in the background, so hopefully you can't hear her. But I just wanted to say thank you so much to each of the ladies who shared today. Wendy almost made me cry. It's just such a blessing to hear why we take it and why we share it. So if anything touched your heart today or struck a chord with you, there are 3 super simple ways to get started. The first is to become a customer of the person who invited you. It can be as simple as that. This team loves to love on people by being our customers. So that's always an option. But if you're anything like any of us, options 2 or 3 might be a little more appealing. Option 2 is get started for yourself and get started with a couple of your loved ones. So maybe when you were hearing these stories, you thought of your mom or your daughter or someone else in your life who you think also would benefit. There is a very simple way to get started that allows you to help the loved ones in your life get started too. And then the third option is to join this awesome team of women who have decided to go outside our comfort zones and push ourselves because we know how important this message is, and we want to reach way more people than would be possible if we just shared with a few of our loved ones. So anywhere from becoming a customer to just sharing with your circle to reaching beyond yourself and becoming part of a worldwide mission, the options are there. And please, please follow up with the person who invited you to learn more about those. Thank you. And looks like we are right on time. We will stick around if anyone has any questions.